Alright, hello and welcome to a shitty guide on how to do the 5th boss in EC Hell mode, Ice Queen. To start off, this is the NPC. This is how you beat the boss. You don't beat the boss by bringing the boss's HP to 0%, you beat the boss by bringing the boss HP to 20% and then talking or interacting with this NPC and breaking it out of the ice. It'll instantly end the boss. Okay, so your Vanguard. This will be your main tank Vanguard. Playing tank mode. They will be in this general area. Ads will spawn generally here and here. They will need to be picked up and tanked over here by the main tank Vanguard. They will normally run to the Spirit Shapers, and you just need to pick them up and taint them in this square over here. The boss is tanked where she spawns by a Vanguard or a Blade Master. Vanguard if you can. Well, DPS Vanguard if you can, but Blade Master works as well. And all your ranged DPS is here. And alright, there's your melee DPS. Let's get into the actual video. Oh, actually one more thing. Your ranged DPS cannot leave this like frontal area. If you get within, I think just like 10 or 15 meters away from the boss, they will throw ice at you. And it will deal a lot of damage and you have to get out of it almost immediately. They will do this mainly at the Vanguard or anyone else who gets out, but everyone should stay in, so it'll only do it at the Vanguard. And the Vanguard popping like Mercurial with a movement speed increase and just having high movement speed in general, or using the spin to win, they're all good ways to get out of the ice. And you can also roll out of it as long as you react quickly enough. It won't be that much of a problem. Alright, so let's get into the video. Alright, so you just start off by pulling the boss. Okay. And so this is a scroll mechanic. It happens throughout the fight, but always on pull. Within like 10 seconds, she will put a target over the highest threat person, so it should be your off-tank Vanguard in my case. And they will get the marker over them and she'll spawn a scroll. Your sword mage one of your sword mages should get in between the main tank, tanking the main boss, and the scrolls, and soak them with Ice Sheath. Just like this, they soak it. If you do not soak them, the first one will hit you for a little bit of damage, and it will heal the boss a little bit, or a decent amount, but the second one that hits you will kill you guaranteed. And so, you do not want, preferably you do not want any of them to hit anyone. So you definitely want to use Ice Mage's Ice Block for this, to soak it. You can also use Blade Master Adrenaline, but at least for my group we use it as a backup. Okay. After this it's just normal. If you play... Okay, ignore that wonderful play. I tried to charge Bug on a Ping Spike. Okay. This right here, this is physical damage immunity. She also does magic damage immunity at another point in the fight, depending on the timing and stuff like that. So for Blade Master, I'm not sure what skills do magic damage, but you want to use those as much as you can. If not, then just build up skill power and stuff like that, and don't waste your skills when she's immune to physical. For me, it's Crippling Bolt, and you can keep your bleed stats that you have previously applied. So you definitely want to put up bleed stats before she does this, and you want to keep them up so that way you can maintain some threat. Without the sword mage's blocking to soak the scrolls, it can be hard to keep threat because it's a full minute without getting much DPS in. Alright, here's another set of scrolls. I'm sorry, no, that was the ice throw mechanic. So it hits the Vanguard main tank, and he rolls out of it. Simple. High movement speed definitely helps for that. Okay, this is the second most important mechanic besides scrolls. This is the in and out phase. It's a nice burger joint, whatever. So basically she'll spawn this light circle around her. You do not want to be in the light part, you want to be in the dark part. And so for most of the time, because you don't want to you don't want to go out of her range, so that way she throws ice at you. You want to dash in, or if you're melee, then you don't move for the first phase. Everyone gets inside, and then as soon as it's over, everyone gets out. Wait for it to go away, jump back in, keep DPSing as normal. So this whole phase is just about bringing her to 50% and not having your main tank die and not having anyone else die in your party. Okay. So it's hard to see. I should have played with higher or bigger icons, but this little red debuff that she has, this is the charm. This basically makes you play for the other team. If you are a DPS, what you do is you target, if you're a single target, if you're left click, basically it just spams like your basic attack. So for me, it's just my basic attack. It's a left flick that's a little bit of AoE. So if you are a ranged DPS that has a single target basic attack, you want to target a healer and just not move. If you are a melee DPS or like a AoE, or have an AoE as your left, or not your left flick, your basic attack, you want to target the Vanguard main tank. Basically what it does is it'll just, also when you get this, take your hands off the keyboard, because if you cast skills, you will deal insane damage to your party, so like we've had people comet strike people, we've had people vortex, we've had people basically any skill that you can think of, it's killed people in here. So when you get charmed, take your hand off the keyboard and just spam target either the healer or the main tank. Like I said, if you're single target, you can target a healer, but if you're AoE basic attack, you should probably target the Vanguard main tank. Also, you don't take damage while you're charmed from the boss. You take damage from your party members, so don't kill your party members when they get charmed, and don't like burst out your party if you get charmed. All right, and it happens every 40-ish seconds. I'm not 100% positive on that, so just be careful with that. You normally get 2 of them before you push 50%, at least in our first skills. I think lately we've been getting 1 though. So here's another scroll phase. As you can see, I think we had both. Well, Moss soaked, or Sword Mage soaked 1. They soaked both of them. Okay, here's another in and out. And this is just, right now it's just burning to 50%. The only problems that we've ever had with people drawing threat is the occultist, since the 2 Sword Mages have been popping their ice block, which reduces their threat. The occultist is the only one that does magic damage that can probably pull off of a main tank, so they can CT themselves to remove their own threat. That's generally how you get over that. Alright, here we are, we're pushing 50%. When you push 50%, everyone in your party needs to get 6 meters away from the boss, besides the Vanguard. The Vanguard, main Vanguard out here, they just need to stay alive. So basically, everyone in the party gets within 6 meters of the boss, and the little blue ring that spawns, both healers spam heal the main tank Vanguard. There is no one else in the party that should be taking damage besides the main tank Vanguard. If anyone else in the party takes damage, it's their own fault, because they're not in the safe zone. So just spam heal main tank Vanguard and stay 6 meters away from the boss. Oh yes, we did get the second charm right as 50% pushed. Alright, but here's 50%. Here's the ring. 6 meters away from the boss. Everyone needs to be inside this ring. As you can see, the person that was not in the ring, they were just new to this boss. They take insane damage, and it's not really healable. Having both healers up, though, you should be able to keep the main tank Vanguard alive. Ours died just because our healer was not within range and they died. We've done this a couple weeks with having both healers alive and everybody lives. So the ads killed a few people, but you know, soul stones here and there, and we were able to keep it. It's not recommended to try this. Another way that you can do this is the main or the tank with aggro on Ice Queen, they can just stand off to the side and they can die, and it will stop it immediately. It will stop the 6 meter damage. It will stop all the damage in the map, at least all the ticking damage from not being in 6 meters. If the tank tanking the main boss dies, then it cancels it. And so that's one way to do it, but normally for most groups you can have both your healers spam heal the Vanguard main tank and keep them alive. But after she comes out of the 50% phase, a couple more scrolls, it's basically just the normal fight pre 50%. You just need, you know, keep the ads out, so the scrolls in, out, burn boss to 20%. When you hit 20%, you send one person out to the NPC. The gunslinger just rolled out twice. He's talking to the NPC. It's just normal boss mechanics, and it's over. See, the NPC was just right there. Just talk to it, or well, break you out of the ice, and you're good. And that's a basic guide to Ice Queen. Thank you for watching.